to the people's house, baby, baby. Can you love me? Get me go crazy. If you feel me, I feel you. And welcome to the Wizard School. Cause we love, 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 love your birdsies. We love you, love you, love you, love your birdsies. And it's about you and me. We come to here, sip the tea. All allegedly, no cap. All allegedly, not speaking facts. But it could be just might. Sometimes you get that new me, good tea on me. Gang. What's up? What's up? We're here to talk about what is that one thing that's gonna make you walk about that restaurant. Period. I have this one thing that is a non-negotiable. When I enter a restaurant, I see this, I experience this, I'm out. And I want to know what your thing is down below. I know you know it, so I'll wait. Comment down below. What's that one thing that will make you turn around, exit a restaurant after walking through the doors, sitting down, having a seat or whatever, like ordering, like, what's that one thing? Yeah, that one. Put it down below. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so in my lifetime, one thing I've noticed about me, especially recently, that will make me leave a restaurant and I'm going to talk about is simply this. If I go in a restaurant, I'm walking through the doors, something happens. I experience something. I'm turning around, I'm leaving. Guess what my something is. Can you guess it down below? If you can guess it, kudos to you. I don't think you can. I don't think you're gonna guess what I'm about to say. Let's try it. For instance, let's try it for sorts. Guess what I am about to say. My parties my love leg because it goes down today. What will make me leave a restaurant? I can't do it. I won't even sit down. I won't even step foot. I will turn around. I will leave. It's probably not what you think. Probably not what you think at all. Because I don't know if this even happens to a lot of people. I think it's just a me thing, honestly. I really think it's a me thing. And so let's talk about it. For real, for real. For real, for real. Okay. So basically, lately, and that's also something that will make me click off of YouTube videos as well that I'm gonna have to discuss below. Like, if I'm watching YouTube and an influencer and they do this or that, which is on another scale, I'm cutting their video off. But this is about food. This is about restaurants. And it has nothing to do with food, but it has everything to do with food. What I'm about to say. So, hopefully you commented down below what you think I'm about to say, and probably you got it wrong. That's okay. That's okay. But you may have got it right, but partially. If you said smell of the food, you're partially right. Smell, partially right. So let's dive deep, okay? So I'm walking into a restaurant, and if I get a whiff of a certain odor, certain smell that I don't like, I'm leaving. Okay, and I'm not gonna say that's for all restaurants because it's mostly like American restaurant that I know. Like Mexican restaurants should still like Mexican food. African restaurants have a very stinky, musty smell, but the food is good. I'm not saying I'm just gonna walk away just because it smells musty. Some Indian foods has very strong spices. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like I know foods have certain fragrances, certain spices, and that's what you should smell. What I'm talking about, if I go into a restaurant and the smell is off, I'm leaving. For instance, I went to this Mexican restaurant. Never been there before, but I've been saying I wanted to go there because it's just like I've never been there before. And there's like a little hole in the wall. So I go in the restaurant and it smelled like old people or old butts. That has nothing to do with food, nothing at all. And that's nothing to do with tacos, nothing to do with burritos. It has nothing to do with nothing. So I'm upset, and luckily there's nobody there to greet me because I am a non-confrontational type of person, and like I don't want anybody feeling bad. So if somebody would agree to me, I probably would have been like made an excuse up to leave. But luckily, I didn't have to do that. Nobody was there, but I did hear people being loud and stuff in the background, like it was a party or something going on. I just politely turned around, got back in my car, and left. I didn't get a drink. I didn't sit down at a booth. I didn't have nobody greet me. I didn't look at a menu. Nothing. As soon as I smelled the food, I realized that for one, the food wasn't good. In my opinion, if it doesn't smell like somebody actually cooked something, I'm automatically gonna say, okay, the food is trash. And secondly, there's nothing else to talk about. If it doesn't smell like what I'm ready to eat, it's nothing else to talk about. And if it smells like badus or buttocks or old people or must or funkiness, like if it smells like anything that's not related to food, a food of any kind, I'm leaving. Period. Point blank. And I'm never coming back. Never. Now, if they get a new management, hey, maybe years later I'll try it. But that's a deal breaker for me. And I've recently probably, it doesn't happen often, okay? But I will say I have left definitely four restaurants that I can count on, think of right off the top of my head right now, just because the smell alone. Luckily, it doesn't happen often. Luckily, I don't have to leave restaurants often. And luckily, I always am able to do it before I actually really sit down. Okay. And it's just because why do I want to be eating something and smelling a funky smell? Like, literally, why do I want to be eating something and can't finish my meal, can't finish my food? Because one thing about it, food is sensory, right? It's part of how it smells, how it looks, how it tastes. It's like a whole package deal. So if I'm in the midst of devouring something delicious, tasty, and this place smells disgusting, like I'm not doing it. For instance, if I go somewhere like a fast food restaurant, sure I want a clean restaurant, but if it smells like bleach, I'm not ordering there, bro. I'm leaving. Like, why do I want a smell of fumigated chemicals when I'm about to order food? I don't want it. I don't think that's happened often, but I just can imagine that I smelled that either going into a place, a building. I'm not sure when and where, but yeah, if it smells like bleach, I'm thankful that you're cleaned up. I'm thankful, but no, like I do not want to smell that. Now that could be like a one-time thing. I'm sure maybe somebody added too much bleach or something like dishwater or something like that. So I'm not saying that's a definite deal breaker with the bleach scent. However, if it's just like a lingering scent of like oldness or I can't do it. Like first of all, that lets you know that people probably don't eat there a lot. And it's probably not well kept. It's not really taken care of like it probably should be. And I don't really like that. So you heard my spiel. What makes DK get up from a table, turn around from a restaurant, a building, and turn and walk away? A restaurant that serves food. And I'm only putting this out here because I know some of y'all people are in the restaurant business. Now, keep in mind, I'm very aware and very sure that a lot of people that who have restaurant businesses know this enough to where, or they get enough business to where they don't have to worry about that. Because most of the time that I've smelled this or encountered this, it's not been at a restaurant where it's highly activated with food. It's mostly the hole in the walls or places like mom and pop shops. And not saying that they don't have good food because they do, but what I'm saying is a restaurant that's fully in business normally doesn't have that problem. And for one, because people would probably be grossed out by the same thing I'm grossed out with, and if it was smelling a certain way, they wouldn't eat there. However, they don't have that problem because it smells decent enough for them to stay there. The food smells amazing, and it smells like food. So I do feel like I'm not the only one who can say, "Oh yeah, if it feels like trash in a restaurant or disgusting, I'm not eating there." So usually these places are not very inhabited. They're not frequented. and it feels bad. And most of the time, these people places are going out of business, which is very sad. And but it shows why. Like we literally just change the way something smells. And I'm not saying I want to smell Febreze, and I want to smell a bunch of air freshener. I don't want to smell nothing. I want to smell food cooking. I don't care if you don't have any customers that day. You better have something cooking in the back that smells like food to make that place smell good. Call it wasting food if you want to, but I'd rather smell that than nothing at all because I'm not eating there, bro. And that's just word to my mother. Just thought you should know. Bye. Period.